Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3 on the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti, 750 Ti, 1060, 950 and the AMD Radeon RX 470, the 4GB variant. For FPS monitoring, I'll be using Cam. If you want to learn how to use it, click on the top right corner of the video where the Cam logo is, or check the description below if you want to learn more. So Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3, I'll be doing 4K only with the maximum settings. As you will see at the beginning of the video, those settings that I'm showing there are the ones that will be used with all video cards. So I'll now briefly explain how each card performed. So first of all, the 1050 Ti, it ran just fine. It's set at 59 to 60 frames per second. So no problems maintaining 60 whatsoever. The game won't go over 60 frames per second, it's capped at 60 since the game was coded to be that way. So if you get less than 50 frames per second, you'll see slow motion like on other fighting games, but it was at 60 frames per second at 4K ultra settings, no problem on the 1050 Ti, and it was using like 50% of the GPU, which is great. It's not using a lot of GPU at all. If you play at 1080p, you'll probably use less than 30%. Then on the 750 Ti, I had some trouble. First I'll show you without overclocking, and you'll see that it stays below 60 frames per second a ton of time. Sometimes it drops below 50 frames, and the game feels a little stuttery. So if you want to overclock your 750 Ti, I suggest playing at 1440p. It will be at 60 no problem with that resolution. But if you're willing to overclock it, I added 200 MHz to the core and 400 MHz to the RAM. You can see my tutorial on that in the description below. You can hit 60 frames per second way more consistently. It will still drop below 60 every now and then, but it won't be as stuttery, and you can play at 4K just fine. And then with the RX 470 4GB, no issues again. 60 frames per second, 4K maximum settings. Then on the 1060 and 950, the same thing too. It was at 59 to 60 frames per second with nothing really interrupting the game. The cards are totally capable of maintaining 60 frames per second all the time at 4K ultra settings, except the 750 Ti, you have to overclock it for that. And it's available for $24.99 US on Steam. It includes all the DLC and modes from the base game, so you have the base game plus all the DLC and content. But according to people who played this game a lot on the previous versions on consoles, the netcode is still terrible according to them. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video, thanks for watching and see you next time.
Who was I supposed to kill again? Yeah, doesn't matter.
Get ready to brawl. Fight! First attack.
Fight's off to a great start.
Advancing guard.
Hell of a marquee.
Gun will shoot. Gun will
Great.
shoot. This is the
Look
win.
at those hits.
Hey now. Gun will
Great.
shoot.
Over
Gun
attack.
will shoot. Gun will
Cool.
shoot.
Movement.
Nice try.
Level 2.
Gun
Level
will
2.
shoot. Get
Over attack.
Gun will
Great.
shoot. Gun will shoot.
Yes.
Gun will
Great.
shoot. Gun will
Great.
shoot. Gun will shoot. Magnetic blast.
Level 3.
Nice try. Gun will
Yes.
shoot.
Change the outcome.
Danger.
This is he
Crossover
going
attack.
Still ran with one teammate down?
Cool.
That was a great series.
Breakaway.
Weapon target.
Go for broke. Fight. Breakaway.
This looks like it's gonna be a great fight.
Crossover attack.
Team
Yes.
Crossover.
Crossover. Danger.
Gun will shoot.
Crossover attack.
Nice
Changing
try.
gears.
Level 2. Yes.
Gun will shoot. Gun will shoot. Gun will
Great.
shoot. Gun will shoot.
Level 2.
There. This is the win.
Danger.
Shoot.
No
Crossover
fire.
attack. Crossover attack.
I'm out of here.
Advantage.
Crossover combination.
This is the win.
Level 1.
Katana
Crossover down.
Shoot.
Simpletons!
Gun will
Level 3.
Foot dive!
Gun will shoot. Gun will shoot.
Foot dive!
Whoa! Bang, 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 bang.
Danger!
Gun will shoot! Gun will shoot! Web ball! You like that? Eat this! Web ball! You like that? Spider sting!
Foot dive! Got you!
Level 1. Danger! Crossover attack!
Oops! Triple arrow! Web ball!
Crossover
Yeah.
attack!
Change.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Down!
One to go.
Hadouken!
Now be
Gloria!
foot dive! Foot dive! Got
Hadouken!
you!
Level crossover attack!
Change.
Web ball!
Foot dive!
Crossover attack!
Go towards
X Factor!
Anchor doom!
Crossover attack! Crossover attack!
Shoryuken!
Level 2!
Hadouken!
KO!
What a finish, folks.
You win!
いい勝負だった。
Never left eye! Fight!
That gun will shoot! That gun will shoot! That gun will
First attack!
Ah!
Reversal!
Crossover
Crossover
gun
assist!
will
Waiting for?
That gun will shoot! Whoa! Back, 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 back! That gun will shoot!
Danger!
Not looking so
Crossover
good.
assist!
Way to help a teammate.
That gun
Level
will
2.
shoot!
Down!
Still
will
ran with
shoot!
one teammate down?
I am here.
Win is the win! Win is the win! That gun will
Great.
shoot!
Every hit
That
counted
gun
that
will shoot! That gun will
Great.
shoot!
Crossover
That
attack.
gun will
Great.
shoot! Win is the win! That gun will
Great.
shoot!
time. Look at those hits.
Level 2!
Take care! That gun
Level
will
3.
shoot! That gun will shoot! Win is the win! That gun will shoot!
Crossover combination!
Back, 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 back. I'm out of here! That gun will
Danger!
shoot!
No fight.
Crossover attack!
Oops! Got you!
Cool!
Every hit counted that
Web
time.
ball!
Lightning attack. Lightning attack.
Oops!
Fair wind.
Web ball! Whirlwind!
Yes!
Web ball!
Not bad.
You like
Level
that?
1.
Web ball!
Level 4!
You like up and over? No! Spider sting! Web ball! You like
Danger!
Is there any coming back from this?
Danger! Down!
Two teammates down. It's still too early to call a
I'm gonna
fight.
put an end to this. Eat this! Web ball!
Crossover attack!
Does it change the outcome?
X Factor!
Second too soon.
Win is the win!
Level 2!
Gatarama! Gatarama! Gatarama!
Maximum!
This could turn the tide.
KO!
Is this it? Yes, it's over.
You win!
You were recording that, weren't you, player? No? What do you mean you weren't recording that?
For broke! Fight!
That gun will shoot!
First
You're
attack!
on the offensive.
Pineapple surprise!
Crossover assist!
Get over here!
Cool!
Gotta hurt. Yeah.
Yes!
That gun will
Great.
shoot!
Flawless.
Sure you can!
Fuck me.
My kidney!
Level 2! Dude!
That gun will
Great.
shoot! That gun will shoot! Win is the win! Hey now!
Crossover attack!
Nice try!
Level 1!
That gun will
Danger!
That gun
Going
will
down for
shoot!
the count.
Good! Crossover assist!
I'm out of here!
Crossover combination! Down!
First one goes down.
Still get paid though, right? Spidey's here!
Crossover attack!
Fight! You like that? Web ball!
Air combo!
We gonna see a flurry of
Level
blows.
2!
Web ball!
Level 1!
Get over here!
Crossover assist!
Way to help
Yes.
teammate.
Get over this!
Crossover attack. Level 3, level 2.
Hadouken! Soria! Soria! Hadouken!
Good. Yes. Cool.
Hadouken!
Danger.
That time.
Danger. Level 3, down.
Unable to continue mission.
Now you've done it. Soria! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Level 3.
Soria! Shinku!
Ooh, that
Hadouken!
hurt.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Soria!
KO.
Yes, it's
You
over.
lose.
You didn't actually think you could win, did you?
Continue. 9, 8. It's do or die. Fight! First attack.
Gun will shoot! Within the wind!
Side.
Yes.
Fighters are bringing some high-level skills to the match.
Crossover attack. Reversal. Cool. Advancing guard. Breakaway. Great.
It's amazing.
You can take care!
Crossover attack. Advancing guard.
Web ball!
Yes. Crossover attack.
Hadouken!
Crossover attack.
Great.
Got ya! Ha!
Yes. Crossover attack.
Change of gear.
Keep me! Katarama! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Awesome.
Hey! Pineapple surprise!
Crossover attack. Level 2. Yes.
Light as a feather.
Danger.
Hadouken!
So good.
Hadouken!
Down.
One down. You're not out of this thing yet.
Simple to
Level 3.
Got this. Foot
Level
side.
4.
Side.
Danger.
Oh yeah!
No choice but to tag out.
Gun will shoot!
Flawless.
Crossover attack. Reversal. Yes. Advancing guard.
Web ball!
They don't.
Feel the heat from that one.
Feel the love of the hyper combo! And it's a
Level
run! This is the hyper
3. Yeah. Reversal. Danger. Down. Crossover attack.
No choice but to tag out.
Yes. Yes. Danger.
Is he going down for the count?
Foot side. Bump on a race.
Great.
Hadouken!
Foot
Down.
Great team.
Blood, blood, blood! This is the win!
Yes.
Whoa! Back, 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 back! Whoa! Back, 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 back! Nice try!
KO.
Just hammering away.
You win.
Gun will you were recording that, weren't you, player? No?
Get ready for the fight of your life.
Check me out!
Live and let die. Fight.
Gun will shoot! Gun will shoot!
First attack.